What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Godzilla X Kong 3, aka Godzilla X Kong Supernova. My favorite franchise to talk about is the MonsterVerse. In today's video, we're going over a new potential plot leak with different details. If this is true, this movie is not exactly what I thought it would be, but also this adds a lot more fluidity onto what I thought this movie could be and would be, and it actually makes me more hyped for the movie. So, if you are new around here, what the frickin' are you doing? Make sure to subscribe to never miss the content. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, and also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and also I know I rate Slate TikTok, but I've started TikTok, Warstu over there. So, right, let's get into it. It's also worth saying, in the previous video, I said the filming that's recently took place in Mexico City was part of the reshoots. Now, let me clarify what I meant. I only called it reshoots post-principal photography because it looked like on the internet from all the different kaiju outlets, the principal photography had finished wrapping. So, if they are shooting more stuff after principal photography, that is actually called a reshoot. But some people have kind of said, no, you're wrong. It's actually part of principal photography. So either way, they filmed something cool in Mexico City. Either way, some Titan, some mass awakening, something's happening, and I really hope that we get an actual full-fledged trailer soon. I really also hope they push this movie forward to 2026 instead of 2027. If they don't, then that means the VFX will be so much better. So, let's talk about what this new alleged leak says. Movie deals with government's fear of undocumented vortexes in the Hollow Earth being manipulated to bring forth another mass awakening. Now, this seems to be a common theme about mass awakenings. Now, this could be true, but it could also be fake, because we know there's a mass awakening, because in the teaser trailer, you literally see lots of disturbances on the whole Earth's atmosphere on a map. So the disturbances, mass awakening, could be fake. But let's continue. Their fear is realized when Kong fails to prevent a mass awakening of Titans within Hollow Earth from flooding up to the surface. If this is true, this is cool, because I want more Titans, more mass awakenings. Behemoth, bring everyone back. King Ghidorah, everyone. Let's continue. Forces are deployed to deal with the overwhelming surge of Titans across the globe. Godzilla awakens and tries to take out the Titans, but even he's no match for the overwhelming amount of Titans' activities. Whoa, are we gonna get some freaking scroll crawlers? I hope we are. This sounds insane. Maybe we can get the Zubat. Is it called the Cataclysm? Can't remember the kind of the bat-based one. We did have some random ones in Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, randomly appear. Is Suku gonna help? Trapper believes they belong on the surface alongside man. Big advocate of coexistence between man and nature. Well, that really has to be the case, because the Titans, mainly Godzilla's, mainly looked after the Earth. So they do have to coexist to a certain degree. Now, my boy Shimo allegedly is in this movie. Shimo is implied to have a connection with space through crystal readings from her. Yeah, I know I've just called Shimo my boy, but Shimo is cool, so let's run with it. So Shimo has a connection to space through the crystals. That's pretty darn interesting. Mothra's worshippers arrive and claim to have visions of an Earth invasion. This is stated to be the reason behind the mass awakening. Now, I'm adding context of what I think's going on. So there is a warning coming from outer space, and whatever this warning coming from space and the moon is, this could be the reasoning behind the mass awakening, because something is coming from the moon and from space. It is discovered a Ghidorah's skull is being kept for study in and has been emitting a psychic call to arms from beyond the grave rallying monsters from outer space, which is kind of what I just said, but without the context of Ghidorah's skull. That's interesting because Ghidorah's skull is a callback, kind of, sort of. So if you remember in King of the Monsters, there was the left head of King Ghidorah that lost when Godzilla attacked him in the ocean just prior to the oxygen destroyer being detonated, aka Destroyer. So, although it didn't say King Ghidorah, people have wondered in the Kaiju MonsterVerse fandom, what is this King Ghidorah's skull that was left on Earth? Are they ever going to use it? Because even if you Google it, that literally people have been wondering what the freaking hell is going to happen with that. So that is interesting, and we know it's been studied on. We know this post-credit scene was literal years ago. But are they going to do anything with it in this movie? We don't know. I mean, it would be a good callback. Maybe they could bring back Giles Dance, who's mainly known for his role in Game of Thrones as a Lannister. You know, really big actor. Probably too big of an actor to bring back, let's be honest, in terms of budget. But, and obviously there would have been leaks that he's been in this movie. But there's still time. That would be interesting. So, this is very different to any other leak that we've been over. Mass Awakening, Mothra's help. That means maybe Behemoth. We could get a lot of different Titans in this movie. Studying a Ghidorah head, possibly the one from the King of the Monsters. We could get loads of different Titans in this movie. This is so clear to me. When there's consistency in leaks, generally, you can tell what is true and what's not true. Now, I've been covering this stuff for literal years since Avengers Infinity War. Not been covering the MonsterVerse as much. I mean, I technically really started Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla X Kong. Technically, though I did kind of get on scenes for King of Monsters, didn't really start making real content until Godzilla versus Kong. So that would be cool. But basically, generally, most of the stuff of the leaks I cover are somewhat, there's some validity to what is being said. So this is interesting, very interesting. It seems like, yes, Shimo will be in this. Earth's going to be overrun by Titans, which is cool because we want that. They're studying Ghidorah's skull. It's being kept, and that's emitting calls to arms beyond the grave, rallying monsters from outer space, which is very interesting. So recently, there's been a bit of drama in the MonsterVerse community. So, this has been said. Grant said that Supernova would be focused on Godzilla. And a lot of people are trying to find, like, context of where he said that. But it's not his movie, to be honest. Adam Wingard said he wanted to do a Godzilla-focused one-off before he left. Grant never actually said anything about what is going on. The whole Supernova generally should be focused on Godzilla, but it's actually made up because the director has never actually said that. He's never come out and said that. He said similar things to what Adam Wingard said about aspirations and his favorite movies and stuff like that when it comes to this, but we don't know. This movie won't be focused on Godzilla, sadly. It will be just like Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla X Kong, where Kong is the fan favorite and will probably get a bit more screen time. But Godzilla's always a heroic hero. Let's be honest, Godzilla's the main character. Kong has the main character vibe, but he's a side character. We all know that. Now, I do try and do as much Kaiju MonsterVerse content as I can. But as I've said previous, lads, until we get official marketing and trailers, it's so much harder to make content on the MonsterVerse when there is no real trailer, marketing, filming. I mean, it was cool to see they shot some stuff in New Mexico, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll try my best to keep making MonsterVerse videos, but it is freaking hard. Let me know. Who are they running? Is this a mass awakening in Mexico? Is that why they're running away? Because as we know, it's pure VFX. They're not going to show anything. You won't see anything on set. They're just running away. It reminds me of the previous movie, Godzilla X Kong: New Empire, when they were running away from something on a beach. There's always a scene where a bunch of civilians are running away from a massive kaiju titan. Now, is it Griffin? Is Griffin the overall main star, the main villain? Is it Space Godzilla? Is it Destroyer? Is it Gargan? Is it Warstu? It literally could be anyone. With this mass awakening, that means we could get so many different titans. Hell, is it the Toho? Is it Godzilla -1 Godzilla crossing over to take out our Godzilla? That would be dope. Never gonna happen. So likewise, guys, I'll catch you in another video. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu G. And then we'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.